Kano Aropei. Yes, I say at South Africa memo and South Africa memo amanyuni. Your friend Julius Malema under that opposition amanyuku. Yeah, your friend economic freedom fighters are no. Papa, the amount for the kind of said there be of course Parliament. Our South Africa memo. The brother of your phone kakrebi. And suppose on was a chekoko. Yeah, one wording hopa. Now there be a woman can say abrofuna bedi South Africa so no. Or more ajo mana boso. I equisiko. Nenso Quentia, South Africa for so many Fahodie, Nenso Umia Fahodie Chino, or Mino Edasora, Ewa Abrofonosem. Now, I feel pin you know any Edumoche 2018, Okoya political rally, Yano Casatre, the teacher for, and our chair pistol to tell you, and or two pay. And our pussy for the baby, it tears South Africa Manamra, say over tutu. Now, it won't create crown on who said, we need to me, so create two, and was I got to two, and so beg you more. I mean, whom Abaman for, and until Ochi Julius Malema, ya wedding that semwa, and ra, and a courtois, Omudi Nasemno, or Mobua Julius Malema EFF, now Omubuan fire, court no says, Uncle de Fiasse in fear num. If you are quite good about go so, but if you ask in fear me, if you fear num, and about consul, ya bonaka, ya untia. Na ebra yedigina adakemu enra na akoto ebo nkura na ase yebua asem no otemuafo a ubu asem no sei na ode eto edwa.
This judgment or sentence is the sentence of this court and this court alone. In respect of count 1, you are sentenced to a period of 5 years imprisonment. In respect of count 2, you are sentenced to a period of 2 years imprisonment. In respect of count 3, you are sentenced to 20,000 rand or to undergo 6 months imprisonment. In respect of count 4, you are sentenced to 20,000 rand or to undergo 6 months imprisonment. In respect of count 5, you are sentenced to pay a fine of 20,000 rand or to undergo 6 months imprisonment. In terms of Section 280, subsection 2 of Act 51 of 1977, the court orders that the sentence imposed in respect of counts 2, 3,
Timuafo ye nra otrase na Julius Malema wobuano for so kotwi tu badwam ya oto ye ntino onkoda afiase kwadunbu ha afiase mienu mfie mienu bi abonoka de sumu pa no eye mfie num na bra court no bu asem ye no na Julius Malema Peter for mo tigu mountain so ya omo ye chese shika koba se omo entiase na wade abone nko an waya e de asotwe te se ye e de ema no wogidi ese bruni odi asem no esan se Julius Malema otaka sachere etia brofo no a omo abeje South Africa mana boso no eno nso nti na oyesa nti omana de sia omta Julius Malema economic freedom fighters party no achi no omo ye kire SS niema aposi fokoto petrol from awisie ya tie gas e rubber bullet e de egu won so na bibia akoda ye no na Julius Malema efra chitafo na so mu nyina amra na onka asem ntro to do ngosi ai said o mo ye political rally no na hon wo de etu dwa se otemuafo na obu asem no wo ye broni nti no na o ma no fie num so onkodemu senti sa sabe obi eni wa wadwemu da ho na obi akotutu o badwam wo de hwewie mu ese wo ne shot no na o si nipa no nkoda fie asem fie num a enti ase nim to on de broni ba no krote court wo ne ho nye fe Osibro ni fita na otekoto ne hokora anyefe ti ompani mu ahwebio odi asam no ko high court anye yi a obekwa kopem o man court by time constitutional court mu na hodi onim se obenya atenten ti chitafo nyina enka o makwanto ye ntie de Julius Malema okaye
of the EFF we prepare from all the fronts because we are fighting the enemy. And the enemy is white supremacists. We can tell you now, no sober judge will ever agree that a person shoot one bullet and then is sentenced for 5 years. It is because she has not read her own judgment to know that a reasonable, normal, presiding officer will never come to that determination. So, comrades, we are done with her. That's why when she said to me, you can leave now on a free bail, I looked at her and I said, bye-bye. Because I've seen her ugly face for too long. So I'm going, I will no longer appear before that ugly white face. I'm going to the highest court where they don't use emotions. They use the law. What?
Court to catch a say a fade, you bet me across bye bye. If so, Bruni band the Nimu Yefen, the Nimu time to all con an imbue, or the Assembly court to Kasimu. No free one or Casabi yeno, and a brand now above Frono, a before Pepper Hudieno, now or more, a new be or more etor, was a kill the bois. Just a farmer, secure for no, a brofona Nigeria before us, kill the bois, now South Africa for no, kill the bois, the farmer, ya just and Rassi charge Uncaso no crana, ye boy was in young Fanon Cotumo, or Koya Pin, TNT also, and someone Julius Malema the Tuja.
Huma Maui, Peter Mukawa, Peter Mukawa, Huma Maui. Shoot to kill, Yamasa. Shoot to kill, kill on them. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. I repeat, kill the poor, the farmer.
Julius Malema, economic freedom fighters, kill the boer, the farmer. Farm, but the boy no a farmer queen, no use a brofonoa or dear before sass, Brano prefer Hodino, and someone no more eka ebi and so on. If you are near Messin call America Bemwe, and America Mampenduna Trump Obama near Sassum Jason Kayomini Ramana Casabayan Tocano, and San Sassibiono, Ramana Tiasia Marco the Omanye, the Tosumino uranium at Dronoa, so the good centrifuge if you no wine noa, a bit drew baby, and rich uranium bet him the Ayesia Marco Diano, Iran fancy to drone in ano, baby America for Koto Topaye, B2 bomber, na essay no was as no powder to drone working in ano, on Babo Boning in ano, na over the America for, and also the Donald Trump or Kaini.
Very important is that Iran does not have a nuclear weapon, and they've agreed to that. Iran's agreed to that, and they've agreed to it very powerfully. They've agreed to give us back the nuclear dust that's way underground because of the attack we made with the B-2 bombers. So we have a lot of agreement with Iran, and I think something's going to happen very positive. So very important is that Iran does not have a nuclear weapon, and they've agreed to that. Iran's agreed to that, and they've agreed to it very powerfully. They've agreed to give us back the nuclear dust that's way underground because of the attack we made with the B-2 bombers. So we have a lot of agreement.
For no see round for Atia says Shama could only be Afe a to do no crack as assassin baby America for Koto Topa say no or more uranium to droning in our Ebemamo. Nana Donald Trump can say the one more cane say round for Antiasia any Tocano or beside us just you and also your kind.
I would say,
would you be willing to extend the ceasefire, or will the fighting resume, Mr. President?
I would say the fighting. If there's no deal, fighting resume.
Okay. Would you be willing to extend the ceasefire, or will the fighting resume, Mr. President?
I would say the fighting. If there's no deal, fighting resume.
Okay. Would you be willing to extend the ceasefire, or will the fighting?
Tocano, the honorable Kane, Omantiasia, Tocano, or Messas, American man was soldier for and pinned to 10,000, and I saw a Medisua, or Munyan Fuel cry. Yamasinko America Memwe, a brother Donald Trump, a Tokaiko Sunano, Petroni gas of wire de Pa America, said a gun be a Kayano, Nera Kamala Harris. One on the Donald Trump prayer, not only the Democrat for him, no man Penyabi Joe Biden, and an uncle Donald Trump, Bequa Kensino, and a Democrat for whom said Biden when you said it covered the idea to change and attempt to form Kamala Harris Biden need the Akan Rabu Smith Yakrano Kotoba into Wenya. Now Yatisa Mami Kikanaho said that she be about metal 2028 or Basabi Democrat for him. And now Kojina gas filling station. And Okasa America for some more where the gas of war ahead row. Donald Trump on Tokwa or call Yintino. I want you to the Abro May, Yinti the Kamala Harris and so Ekae.
Hey everyone, so I'm here in Charlotte since the start of Trump's war of choice. It's $15 more every time you fill up your tank of gas. The price of diesel has now gone up 80% since the start of the war. And you best believe that's going to carry over to how much you're paying for all the goods that are being transported on those semis. We've got a president.
Kamala Harris, baby, original near gas filling station. Yeah, no treating in such a man for say baby a gas work good no. Do not try my coffin to go to who their brain. Ama and Emma boy ayadin and so ewo or memo. I was your for Donald Trump ni Pope or Montocano a 2 chai. Pope Leo about Africa. Odika ko Algeria and waba DR Congo. No, could DR Congo no. And was say what said Donald Trump or Akaseti and on the yes, kusa semo kaye say it's running a pattern for blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Omo ya pattern for no and the befro Yankopon ma and no jina so a wo ka say won say to ni akode enkokum nipa peace a wo bra ye kase jantokwa na wo nyai to on de o kan no wo da so jina so yentie populio.
Jesus told us, blessed are the peacemakers. But woe to those who manipulate religion in the very name of God for their own military, economic, or political gain, dragging that which is sacred into darkness and filth. They turn a blind eye to the fact that billions of dollars are spent on killing, on devastation, yet the resources needed for healing, education, and restoration are nowhere to be found.
Eye populio da Roman Catholic asafo no say obi onu okokon a bibi no ope sika bi anase ade bi no ope na wa ma obi ede so kutie nim ni wura chese America mai kokon a se bibi a ma no petrol wo gas e de bi a on be kon se be ya mu wi a gas no omenya so faso na nra santrofo busa Donald Trump say what is a pope was out to be a man no say omunya no munya pope ebra Iran fo kum nipa be mpem na mienu a o me ye kire ni nyina ne wa hu se bone na ye koboa se be o man benya fa hodie na kaseti am dia pope de ope bi aka hetie Donald Trump.
It's very important that the Pope understands, very, very important. It'd be nice not to say it. Iran killed 42,000 people that were totally unarmed. They were protesters. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. If they did, every country, including Italy, where he's stationed, every single country in the world would be in trouble. So
Donald Trump no o see Iran kum ni pampem aduana mienu say ni power is onye wudifo de a ene de enti hwan na e wudifo ti on de ade a omo ye a enye hia ma akodi obetima kum ni papi eno nti enokoko Donald Trump asa de atudwa say woni America woni Israel ne Lebanon penifo amo ma be hia e wa America memu amo mate asese obia fa na tunwo na fuadu ceasefire no mo pro asumdwe e ma wo ho eno so say na Donald Trump kai
Israel, yeah, it's very exciting. With Lebanon, it's very exciting. I think we're going to have a deal. We're going to have a meeting, first time in 44 years, and Lebanon will be meeting with Israel, and they're probably going to do it at the White House.
When do you think, President, when do you think they will?
Over the next week or two.
Or the next week, and do you think this agreement can reach?
I do. I think
without
we're gonna,
Hezbollah
I think we will have an agreement between Lebanon, and they're going to take care of Hezbollah. But they're going to be working on Hezbollah right now. But we'll have an agreement between Israel, very importantly, and Lebanon.
Will you support our Lebanese army as well?
I would.
When in somewhere on Donald Trump or Eddie Etu John Rafa, Israel Lebanon, Afedi Asubiaba or Montenegro, Machi Krano, Israel for Buso, Hezbollah for Buso, ideas in the Dubia to Tuno, or more to be a man when Yagonenra, a better just Afedi Asubiabano, Yako Lebanon, Remco, when ya Jama for to knock out to say ye, Yata Musafedi or more, now which into Majania Copper baby hunting in Ano, or more air science so abefie, Cassia, who do a Japadi drew the air day no, Nasa de Israel for Topayano Ebano, and Yagro Cry, Nipan be brave, Granny Free Menua, a film of Yente, the man for Eba, or many Genu Siba, or more Edeba.
شو بتقولي اليوم انت عم بتشوفي هيدا المشهد العالم راجعه شو اللي خلاهم يرجعوا
اللي خلاهم يرجعوا هو دم الشهداء وبفضل قوة المقاومة وإرادتهم وعزمهم اللي خلاهم لآخر دقيقة هن عم بيقاوموا بجنوب يعني بأرض الجنوب دفاعا عن الوطن.
Forecast ye be nyina ye o manfo mu dwane efri Lebanon memu be brand kwano franam so asabre asumduaba na wo nyina so esa ba wochi afia ko Russia and Ukraine ma no ntokwamu e Russia Ukraine war no so mawe ye kra enra Russia fo akototo paye bia efri se yesi afimu no omuntu bi da ewo Ukraine memu amani pa ba ye dunsia e no mahro nkwa adan a ahye enya asemketo akra ama se Ukraine ma no atonkra akoma European Union se efri bra America ni Iran man tokwa no saase no America ni eye free Ukraine man so nti European Union for nko momwa e mo so age pene se akode ye na wo so mo ye bie no de koma Ukraine for sebe ya obetim di abo ho ban na ema Russia for so emetwi emfa won so afiyemra Togo memu ebi mema ya na eba enra Togo aban na kire se omode akrata bi eko amansaku bata United Nations asoye ye fellow UN resolution so man for bekaya mampani mahama edi bi koye se ekwani aborofo beto bi before se nkoa na wode yekoye nkutu dwuma no eyemumyesem a esi wiase a ebi nsida ama aborofo nyina amani nyina agitumu a omo akasa asem sampa de koso do enye na Togo for de omode yekone se so we world map wiase nyina map a Africa bi man ene so pa nenso abofra ye map bi abawiase ye o maye African map no kete eti akola ko school ado obesua no nya sa na Africa tie enti omo gidie se yenkofa map papa no amra na ekoya abrofo ye map no omo fro bibi Mercator projection ene so omo ye map a bebi e wo ewiase nyina atifini na afo Arctic and Antarctic circle no asase ni so akra no mabiem ama yekese na de wo wiase mfimfie friend equator no omo aye no ketekete eno nti Togo aban chese sa de no omo mpreso eno nti yensa no yentie Togo de omo kafa ho.
Many argue that the centuries-old Mercator projection does not show the full picture. In this version, Greenland appears almost the same size as Africa. In reality, Africa is about 14 times larger. The same applies to countries in the north like Canada and Russia, shown as comparable in size to Africa, despite being significantly smaller. Togo says this is not just the cartographic issue, it shapes global perceptions of Africa. Government officials have called for a move from the outdated Mercator model to the equal Earth projection.
The challenge lies at the institutional level to secure a resolution from the United Nations General Assembly so that this map is also endorsed by the...
When and Samoa Togo for or more day come and Sekubata United say Africa map no abrofono bo apaye Africa ke dey be say dey we ase world map esitie so when we ase world map no a obo say Africa say na wo hwe wo screen so no be my Africa ne ay ne kokoyi o it we Greenland we ni asase a Donald Trump ka so kofa no Greenland kora so sene Africa nanso wo de Africa Greenland you be bo ho be ye embe dumienu ansa na Africa ye pe so we North America baby a Mexico America ne Canada wono asa so Africa so e may Africa baby a Russia nie we ka say Russia so Africa na so e may Africa baby a na Mercator projection nti na mum so we Africa pa said de etia ko wani mame wo ko Africa pa said de etia ka Africa ya asase tamo eso say na wo senka map we ase nyina map na tie Africa kase nie idika Africa o ga North America e may Africa South America kra ha Asia nyina wo ya Africa kase ni Europe kra de na yerem nanso de omaye na omaye Africa map keteketeke no Togo for chese aborfo no pese o makata de emebi so na asakora ekoskum so Africa kra de ketekete nanso Africa so ye wo se de amane bebre bo ho mpre bebre ansana enkene abiman aye penti Togo for de ko UN General Assembly say yenhwe ne enye Africa map ni ye ma wiase nyina ne nkwala eba no omuhu se de sitie Bob Marley eka asembi ne nyom ba ko bia otoye Bob Marley say emancipate yourself from mental slavery none but ourselves can free our mind or say ye ya na wo say ya adwen ye ho free nkwaso mu enye obi e de beba e beye e de ama yen we ne gina so ne de anopai no sia kase ba